Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I wanted to go over the announcement for the third war table for Marvel's Avengers. The timing of this war table is actually a bit weird. So it's going to be on September 1st at 10 a.m. PDT. And the reason that's weird is because if you buy any of the deluxe versions or any version above just the base version, you'll get 72-hour early access to the game, which means you'll be able to start playing the full version of the game on September 1st instead of the 4th. This war table actually comes out an hour after all of the different platforms are going to have access to the game. I think consoles get it at midnight, and for whatever reason Steam gets it at 9 a.m. PDT, which is just an hour before this war table. So it's a little weird. I think the reason for that is because a lot of the content of this war table is actually going to be focused around upcoming content. And the announcement is as follows. The presentation will include numerous world exclusive reveals, such as an in-depth look at the first post-launch story season for the Avengers Initiative. And the Avengers Initiative is pretty much with our branding, everything after the main story and the additional content that's coming after release for pretty much the first content updates and seasons for the game. The unveiling of an additional post-launch playable hero. This is a new one that we haven't gotten before. So this isn't Hawkeye, which you already showed us. This isn't Spider-Man that we already know is coming. It's something that they have never told us about before. The Marvel Avengers War Table offers an extensive look at new trailers and information about the upcoming superhero game. Previous war tables have included major reveals like details on the game's central villain MODOK and the unveiling of Clint Barton's Hawkeye, who will be one of the first post-launch heroes added to the game. What's a little weird is they said one of the first for Hawkeye. With it being worded like that, it makes me think that Hawkeye may not be the actual first character we get post-launch, or it could also mean that we'll get a few characters at the same time, which could be really cool, but it also could just be a different way that it's worded. On September 1st, the third Marvel's Avengers War Table will give all the information players need to get started on day one of the game's release. Special attention will be paid to the game's progression system, hints and tips for taking on the game's more than 50 different types of enemies, as well as additional details about Marvel's Avengers high-level content. Some main stuff that they're going to be talking about that is actually in the game on release. And we already did know that there's going to be 50 types of enemies because that is one of the trophies or achievements that's going to be in the game. The war table will also dive deeper into the Avengers Initiative, where players hone their heroes to their ultimate versions after they finish the game's reassemble story campaign, as well as the game's first post-launch content season. The Avengers Initiative is pretty much just what they're calling the end game after you do the main story and get all the 6 initial Avengers together, and then you start like the end game content and all those game modes, and then the stuff that comes after it in the first season of content. So I'm assuming after they get done with giving us all of the first season of additional content for the game, they will most likely brand the next season as a different name. Minds will be blown and wishes granted as some of the game's extensive slate of additional heroes, villains, missions, regions, and gameplay modes are unveiled, all of which will be made available at no additional cost. Now the thing with this is all of these are plurals. Some of the game's extensive slate of additional heroes, plural, villains, plural, missions, plural, regions, plural, and game modes are all plural. It makes me think that even though they might show us or announce one character that's coming soon, they might also show us a bunch of other playable heroes that are going to be coming further down the line. Not certain, but all these being plural in this makes me think we're going to get a ton of announcements of content that's coming after the launch of the game, which is really cool because if content actually comes super quickly and a lot of it comes very quickly after the game's release, this would actually make the games as a service make much more sense because a lot of games that are games as a service come out kind of unfinished. The big issue with that is they don't come out with new content for months and months and months down the road. But if the game comes out and you're getting content the same month the game comes out and frequently every couple weeks, then it would actually make sense and be an actual living game. In addition, fans can anticipate several exclusive new videos as well as insight about the design and creation of Marvel's Avengers. Attentive viewers may also spot hidden details to whet their appetite for future content and announcements. That's pretty cool. There's going to be stuff in the footage because it sounds like it's going to be a much longer war table as well. Stuff in the footage is going to have hints and show stuff that they don't talk about that's going to be future content updates. Most likely we'll have to keep an eye on all the footage and not just what they're saying. Most likely there's going to be tons of videos of showing all the things you missed in all the new footage, because there's probably going to be a bunch of hidden things that will allude to new content that will be coming further down the road, which is pretty cool. Having that kind of stuff shown but not talked about, where you can go in and find it in the gameplay videos. So that's pretty cool that they're actually going to have like little Easter eggs in the gameplay and trailers are showing us for future content that they're not going to be talking about. So most likely there's going to be videos from tons of different people pretty much going through all of the different gameplay and trailers we get from this, going over all the different stuff you missed and all of the little Easter eggs that are going to show future content, which is going to be really, really cool. I definitely like how they're going about some of this announcements and stuff like that about this game, because having stuff like that that's just in the gameplay that they're not talking about is a way to shore up excitement about the game, because it's like, oh, what could this be? There might be something like a small little something that's hard to tell what it is, and it could be this character or this villain or something like that. So I think that is pretty exciting to have in some of the gameplay and in some of the trailers. That's pretty much all I want to go over today. This game is definitely getting me more hyped. The potential of it is growing every day. It's not long now till we're gonna have our hands on the game to have this third war table. So subscribe if you want to see more Marvel's Avengers videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about the third war table, and thanks for watching.